Clean, 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 clean. Hold on, sorry, I sent audio that just was insane. Do. P0 W2. I am P0. Wait, it has to be sanitized. Has he been peeing in the corner? Is this a corner? I thought it was a circle. Pew. Hee hee. No patrol for you. Maintenance droid gets washed. Cleaning up the Empire. Dirty little bastards. What the hell kind of party did they have? At least they didn't bring the jizz whalers. Wee. Oh god. The jizz whalers were here. Ah. Yay, it's all clean. Electronics are fine with high pressure water. Ooh, do I get to clean out the inside of a worm? That'd be nice. Actually, probably be kind of boring. They're not really complex creatures, no matter how large they are, just a lot of repetition. Hey, it's the control pit. Sir, should I see where we're going if I'm steering? Oh, I'm cleaning the beeps, the bleeps, and the sweeps. Bloop, bloop, brrr, brrr. On. What? Am I in your way? What? Not sure which one I prefer. Ooh. The hell is that? Pew! Get out of here, I'm the better droid. superstar and I don't care who you are. Big, big house and a big, big car. I am a superstar and I don't care who you are. Spaz out nozzle. Ah! Big, big house and a big, big car. I am a superstar and I don't care who you are. If you're wondering, the song is Superstar by Toybox. It's in my ear and it won't go away. Superstar and I don't care who you are. Wash, wash, wash. This would be a completely different experience with the mouse. It'd be a lot more scribbling. Change the nature of things. I don't care who you are. I am a superstar and I don't care who you are. Music in the background and power washing. Star Wars. I'm satisfied for the moment. Ooh, that'd be an interesting comparison. Get this on sale on Steam. See which one I can do better with. Joystick sober or mouse and drinking? I'm not sure which one I would bet on. And that would be the entirety of the situation. No pausing because I'm just saying, I'll be right back. I gotta get a whatever. To the beat of my own drum. I walk to the beat of my own drum. You take to the beat of my drum. I wanna take it out of town. Hey, get back. Watched his dreams silence go to sleep. Dear world, I'm pleased to meet you. Hey everybody, when you walk the walk, you gotta back it all up. Can I talk the talk? Hey everybody, when I hear the knock, can I measure on my life? Tick of a clock. Hey everybody, can you walk the walk? Wanna walk to the beat of my own drum. 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 Hey, play to the beat of my own drum. I wanna sing to the beat of my own. I wanna pray to the beat of my own drum. I'll hang 10 high, say pleased to meet you. Sing to the beat of my own drum. Wanna take it out of town and do it to my drum. Scream, shout, hide out. Make love to my baby. Make love to my baby. Try nozzle is driving me nuts. Did you ever have a feeling that it's really a joke? You think you got it figured out, but then you find that you don't. So you scoot back to the world and then you're floating in space. You got no time for nothing, no time or place. Suddenly you hear it, it's the beat of your heart. In the first time of life, you know life is about to start. Oh yeah, bring it on. That's close-ish. Let's go somewhere else. You're getting boring. For a given value of boring. I mean, this is kind of a Zen situation, so technically the entire thing has a degree of boring. But there are different types of boring, which you would realize if you paid attention. That thing's gonna blow up. Good thing I'm here, not eaten by a worm. Ask no questions, hear no lies. There's no smoke without a fire. Fortune always favors the bold. First deserve, then desire. All that glitters is not gold. Ex nihilo, alea iacta est. Tohu vabohu. Audiamos es ipso loquitur. Tohu vabohu. Tohu vabohu. Ooh. everything gets cleaned. Desperate diseases, desperate cures. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Pride goes before the fall, all things will pass. After dust, the deluge, we shall not last, the die is cast. Ex nihilo, alea iacta est. Tohu vabohu. Tohu vabohu. Audiamos es ipso loquitur. Tohu vabohu. Tohu vabohu. Yay. Clean. Authentically, verifiably clean. Ex nihilo, nolum dysphoria. Tohu vabohu. Audiamos, nolum dysphoria. Tohu vabohu. I can feel the evil. Yay! Tohu vabohu. Yeah, Vader really was not Sith. Like, he never actually seemed to be plotting to take over for the Emperor. The darkest hour is for the dawn. A friend to all is a friend to none. You never know what you've got. You never know till it's gone. Sorry, fan of Cam FDM. But yeah, he was just like a little servant bitch. I mean, think about Darth Maul and all that. That wasn't someone who was like resistant, or any of the Knights of the Old Republic things. The indication and all of the documentation is that, like, yeah, you have like a master and an apprentice, and like basically the intent is for the apprentice eventually to get the upper hand. Vader just kind of sat around. He was to Sith what emo is to goth. He wasn't. I'm sorry. Hmm? This is what it's like when worlds collide. Are you ready to go? I am ready to go. What you wanna do, baby, baby? Are you going with me? 'Cause I'm going with you. It's the inevitable time. Not enough room to work with it sometimes. Now this is what it's like when worlds collide. Oh, this is what it's like when worlds collide. Oh, this is what it's like. You never know it's like when worlds collide. Are you ready to go? 'Cause I'm ready to go. What you gonna do, baby, baby? Are you going with me? Oh, I'm going with you. It's the end of all time. Ah, suddenly. That explains why they weren't doing it, but I thought I was just missing some sort of segment. I was going to have to do another pass, not that they were all part of a single entity. Lines on my face, losing track of every tongue that I taste. Spin faster! Spin faster! Angle, power, precision. These are what make us the power washers. I don't know, I'm just kind of babbling. Zoning out doesn't mean the entirety of my brain is shut down. There's still a little bastard sitting there, being snarky. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Pew pew, pew pew. Sure, it's taking me a while to do this. Here's a thought, though. How long would it have taken for that little mechanical droid thing to do what I've done? Yeah, not so bad when you compare it to that, huh? I don't know. We're the space balls. There we go. Trying to figure out if there's any pattern to whether to like when I change from one nozzle to the other. And I think there might be one, but it's less of a situational one and more of a... Well, have you ever been writing for a really long time and then, like, you just have to readjust your grip on your pen, and it's a little bit different, but the point of doing it was more to just give your hand a momentary rest, you know, let everything reset itself a little bit. I think it's something like that, where it's just a question of change nozzle, think about things differently, wait until you get to a point where your thought process is a little bit stickier than you think it should be, and try the other one. See if doing that means you have to approach it differently, but in a way that lets you reset your brain. We're at 90%. I know it's 91. That's not a whole number. God knows we must have whole numbers. Pew. Her name is Rio, and she dances on the sand. Just like that river twists across the land. And when she shines, she really shows you all she can. Oh, Rio, Rio, it's across the Rio Grande. Name is Rio, and she don't need to understand. How you doing? Hey, you listening? You still with me? It's alright if you aren't. Or if you're too tired to actually respond. I know that you're solar powered. So this smoke was probably hitting you hard. Was it Jason or Sweet Sue? Said with an evil laugh, you don't give me the detail ranch, I'll show you all in half. And then along came Jones, tall, thin Jones, slow walking tone. Wait. Alright. Along came long, lean, lanky Jones. You wouldn't believe what was going on by the time that I got back. Down in the old abandoned mine, Sweet Sue was having fits. That villain said, give me the DTO ranch or I'll blow you all to bits. And he grabbed her. He tied her up. He lit the fuse to the dynamite. And then along came Jones. Tall, thin Jones. Slow walking Jones. Slow talking Jones. Long came long, lanky Jones. Not so plugged, I turned it off, turned on another show. But there was the same old shoot 'em up in the same old rodeo. That Father Sam was trying to stuff Sweet Sue in a burlap sack. If you don't give me the deed to your ranch, I'll throw you on the railroad track. And then he grabbed her. He tied her up. He threw her on the railroad track. Rain started coming. And then along came Jones. Tall, thin Jones. Slow walking Jones. Slow talking Jones. Along came long, lean, lanky Jones. Along came long, lean, lanky Jones. 95%, huh? Oh, okay, yeah. It's that entire bit. More jizz whalers. Ag. Hee hee. Blaster sounds. Why is there soap in there? I didn't put soap in there. So they weren't wrong. The programming was wrong. I didn't put soap in the soap dispenser. Why is there soap in the soap dispenser if I didn't put it there? I'm a droid. This is probably part of my body. That means that someone fucked with me. Hallelujah. I'm still here, still bringing it to ya. Buddha. I'm on the witness on their best. Oh, if you couldn't tell, we can always find trouble. We don't need no help. Oh, Mama raised me well, but I don't want to go to heaven without raising hell. Bounce it up and down where the good Lord split it. If you couldn't tell, we can always find trouble. We don't need help. Oh, Mama raised me well, but I don't want to go to heaven without raising hell. Bleep. Stupid dirt. Be gone with you. Can I, like, force pull the dirt off of here? And if I can't, could a Jedi? That would be practical application, you know, just force pull off anything that's grime. Oh. Oh dang, this is my shit. Oh dang, wait like this, make me feel the power. If you couldn't tell, we can always find trouble. We don't need help. Oh, Mama raised me well. I don't wanna go to heaven without raising hell. Amen. This is for the misfits of creation. This is your holy validation. You don't need to have no celebration. It's our salvation. Yay. Sing it for the boys. Sing it for the girls. Every time you use it, sing it for the world. Sing it from the heart. Sing it till you're nuts. Sing it out to the ones that'll hate your guts. Sing it for the deaf. Sing it for the blind. Sing it for the ones that you left behind. Sing it for the world. Sing it for the... ADD much. Ah. Figure out what you want. Call you a spastic because that's what was going on. There were spasms there. Spasms of stupid. Sing it for the world. Ooh. I refuse to answer. Talking about the past, sir. Trying to get away. Just keep running. Sing it for the boys, sing it for the girls. Every time you lose it, sing it for the world. Sing it from the heart, sing until you're nuts. Sing it out for the ones that hate your guts. Sing it for the deaf, sing it for the blind. Sing about the ones that you left behind. Sing it for the world, sing it for the world. Sing what tomorrow brings. Sing it for the world, sing it for the world. Beep, beep, beep. Yay. He's done. I feel accomplished. Beep bop boop. High speed beep. Yeah, I'm sure. We blew up a super star destroyer. Make sure you sell the cleaning droid. That'll make the difference up. Stupid meatbags. Up. Here we go. Everyone get ready to have your nerdgasm. Hold on a second. Yeah, it's seen a lot of action. You crashed into a swamp. I'm just kidding. This should be fun. Ooh. Ooh, you know it might be neat? I'm not sure, but given what we're working with, it's entirely possible I have to find the right button and open up the wings. Hee. It's so pretty and 70s. I'll do that as soon as I look up what that is. And then I'll get right on looking it up. This occupies so much space in so many Americans' brains. I'm not talking about just the nerds, but like even in people who don't think of themselves as nerds, this probably has more space than you would expect, or than anyone would have expected at the time, at least. Yeah, right now I'm not so much nerding out over the X-Wing fighter itself. I never got to clean a TIE fighter. It makes me sad. Yeah, Vader would have needed a little bit of help after he got screwed over on the trench run. Anyway, yeah, but just kind of like inspecting it in terms of like, in that aspect of looking at it as the psychology of, like, this is so... It's like it defines to a heavy degree what people think of in terms of... I think that's permanently etched on there. Yeah, I don't think that one's going anywhere. That's permanent. Like, it's not quite innocuous, but like in the world that it exists, it's kind of innocuous. Kind of like, at least until the X part goes, kind of has this feeling of Toyota Corolla. You know, not a bad thing, but just kind of a basic assembly, but it's... It's so relatively tiny, too. I mean, it's still a goddamn spaceship, so yeah, but... Ooh, that would be a fun one to inspect and look at. They're never gonna do it, just because I don't know what you would do besides the robots, but Voltron.
Oh, there's a pack they should do. Giant robot pack. Get Gundam going, Voltron, before and after transformation. You know, like one of the lions and then the actual robot. Maybe the Power Rangers one. That would be an interesting one to get done. I wonder if you can, like, hack or edit, you know, like make your own packs. Because that's... Although, yeah, I wouldn't mind working on something like that. But I don't think... But the problem is then I wouldn't get to play it because, you know, getting it working would kind of be the same equivalent activity as what's going on right here. I mean, I won't speak for all of them, but I'm sure there are at least some people who, you know, design coloring books who are just like, oh, so you must love doing coloring books. And it's just, no, I do the drawing for it, and it's the same thing that people get out of doing the coloring book themselves. I don't have to. Without being disrespectful. Damn, you a sexy bitch. Damn, you're a sexy bitch. Damn, you're a sexy bitch. Damn, girl. Damn, you're a sexy bitch. Of course I'm gonna climb up on it. What do you think I am? Just trying to get as much as I can underneath first, so that I don't have to crawl back under here after getting on top. That's what your mother said. I don't know whose mother I'm talking about, but that statement kind of deserved a follow-up. I don't know if that is like a positive, oh yeah, it deserved to be able to, or just like a, yeah, that deserved kind of that horrible follow-up. But that was definitely where it belonged.
Damn boss. I'm making it clean. It smells like Yoda farts. How you doing? I'm a droid too, it's okay. This is not droid on droid violence. There. Yeah, it'll look gross.
I'm stuck in here, you bastard. Just wait till I get loose. I will find you. Oh, it's gonna get clean to a certain point, I think. Or something's gonna get appropriate clean, and then it's gonna open. And then everyone will just, you know, need a couple minutes and a cigarette. Let's try this version. I'm feeling if I was using a mouse, I would stick with the swirly version. Well, that's not entirely true. I don't know. It'd still be that variation, because it's a mental shift as much as anything. Baby, 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 you are my voodoo child, my voodoo child. You're like voodoo, baby, if you stay cold. Down on the table, baby, and a twist do I fold. You're like voodoo, honey, of silver and gold. When you tell me my future, why don't you sell me my soul? And here it comes, the sound of drums. Here come the drums, here come the drums. You are my voodoo child, my voodoo child. Don't say maybe, maybe. It's supernatural and coming undone. You are my voodoo child, my voodoo child. In my way. Let me deal with my sci-fi thing here. Sound of drums. Here come the drums, here come the drums. Oh, well, yeah. Definitely seem to have missed that. See, this one is fine. Tiny, mostly out of the way, and then every once in a while, really useful. What? What? Yeah, I'm not getting off the wing. Oh, come on, don't make me get off the wing. Ah, oh, you assholes. There we go. Whee! Cleaning, cleaning, cleaning the X-Wing armpit. X-pit. Tee hee.
Yeah, this needed it. I gotta remember to ask Andy next week what his opinion is on what would be the opposite of punk. It's an interesting discussion. As far as I've been able to pin it down, and I can't say I'd necessarily disagree, it's that punk is doing without knowing whether it's going to work. In a manner that means that true punk is very difficult to come by now, because people are using equipment that they've known about for all their life. It's not like they just found something and are seeing what they can do with it. It's they knew about it. Now what? Like I said, I'm not sure if I can argue that that's inaccurate. But by that standard, like, I mean, this was at a time when there was a lot of, oh hey, yay, are we done? Bye. I'll miss him. Something about a nerdgasm or something. Here we go. Oh, it's the Lando version. Okay. Actually, probably should do it from here first. I love myself today, not like yesterday. I'm cool and calm, and I'll be okay. Take another look at me now, 'cause it's the last look forever. Oh, yeah, see, this one makes the well, actually, the X-Wing made a lot of sense, too. Between the Dagobah goo and this is definitely would be the result after flying through that final shot of the fireball. Oh, I love myself today, not like yesterday. Well, that cleaned that angle, largely. That means I'm done, right? Wait, am I doing the external and interior bit? Because that would be simultaneously awesome
and in terms of effort, in fucking sane. It's a good thing I'm good at things. Oh, holy falcon, without whom we do not find our way. Not like yesterday. Just think of me as the biggest scrubbing bubble you've ever seen. I remember being 6 or 7, going to visit my aunt in North Dakota. She kept scrubbing bubbles just out in her bathroom. And it usually was fascinating to some degree just to screw around with them. Like just put them down and just watch what it did. I mean, at 6 or 7, that was enough. Watching reality happen. And starting to build the understanding that at a certain point, there's a certain smell that says something chemical is happening, and probably is something you should show some caution around. With your head, dance to the dead. Off with your head, dance till you're dead. Oh, well, that was silly to try and do from that angle, then, wasn't it? We got a lot to work with. Get used to this damn thing. Like, not quite getting a sense of the size, but more than just, seeing it on screen. Like, from the outside, it's, wow, that would be a lot to see hovering over your head. If I do get to go inside, though, I have a feeling it's going to give me that sensation of thinking of where. Probably some kind of spacecraft. Like, not necessarily small, but, well, like seeing a celebrity that you know is supposed to be, average height, then you see them and the effect is just completely. It's not something that you could have expected. You're aware of it intellectually, but not necessarily. Like, unless it has happened once, you really have nothing to compare the sensation to. Dance, dance till you're dead. Off till you're dead. swaths of dirt. Or I guess it would be char. Alright. See, Warhammer guys? This is acceptable. Man flew through a flaming ball from a moon-sized space station he just flew up. As opposed to the goddamn last thing of the Warhammer, where it looked like just space gopher bits all over. Just turn on the goddamn shields. Trying to remember who it was that had the Millennium Falcon that I knew. Because I know I've had an experience with one of those, the classic, original Kenner. What was it? It was container? Was that the word? I don't know. Carrying case. I think that's the phrase they used. For all the figures that was shaped like the Millennium Falcon. It wasn't like a... trying to remember. I don't think it was internally functional. It was like just basically designed to fold open like a Millennium Falcon shaped briefcase and hold the figurines. Still found it neat when I was young. I put it that way because I would find it neat now, but that would likely be residue from being young as much as anything. An opinion formed when you're young. I mean, a lot of opinions really are, aren't they? When you get down to it. But yeah, it wouldn't be like this is my first time seeing it and this is neat. It would be, oh yeah, I remember that, and therefore it is neat, because that's how I felt about it when I was 6 or 7. I think I played with these. I'm trying to remember what the order of operations was. Whether I played with the little figurines before I saw the movie or vice versa. Because I know the designs always felt like they should function differently than the movie intended. Like, feeling like this little notch or something should have had a purpose instead of the Lucas approach where it was just nifty and exciting in terms of design. Not saying it's wrong, just 7-year-old me sitting there saying, no, it's got to have a bigger purpose than this. Although, yeah, it was connected to something which detached. Okay, yeah. Alright, so it wasn't crazy, but that wasn't like really said until way later. That was like years later, so can't really say that I should have known better. In
In fact, I don't think they knew better at that point. I'd have to look at... There probably is some kind of documentation in the design that would indicate whether it was always intended to be part of a multi-section ship. This might be where we go back to this. Yum yum bumblebee bumblebee tuna. The bumblebee bumblebee tuna. Yum bumblebee bumblebee tuna. A sandwich made with bumblebee. I want more shoulder buttons. I'm getting the same feeling I do when I do physical sketches with multiple weights of pencils, where it's just, I think I should shift, but doing so interrupts the concentration and the ideas and everything. I mean, it's not exactly the same, but the point is, it just stopping and starting is really the only option. And that sucks. Yay. Ugh. This whole thing is just a mess of crenellations. Bum 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 bum. What, Han? Actually, that would show some confidence. Under Grime, you might be able to pass off a ding or something like that. It's clean. Any problems are going to stand glaringly out. In other words, you're paranoid, Han. Whatever. Back to it. Bum 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 bum. Oh, I know I'm not getting it done. I think I feel like seeing if I can get inside or not, and incidentally taking care of a trophy along the way. Surprised this thing is painted, though. I would think they would have built it with something that was actually, impregnated with color. Always an interesting phrase to use. Wait, did I use that right? Yeah, I did. Sounds weird.
feels like it's larger than the AT-AT. But I'm not sure if that's true in physical dimensions, just in complexity. Let's try this. That'll give me a better feel for whether that's true or not. He's blue. Pew pew. Clean falcon. Doesn't look like there's any ramp though. Yeah, I don't think I get to go in. You're a tough guy, like a really rough guy. Rough guy, just like.
What would body language be like in a galaxy where all the species had started to intermingle? I just realized that. I was thinking about the cantina scene. Han ends up like doing this really weird stretch before he shoots Grebo. Now, since, we're working in a world where we know that's a movie, yada blah, I'm gonna keep saying it was kind of an awkward and weird thing. But putting that part aside and thinking in general,
would it actually, like, start to blend together? Or would most species still keep the various forms that they had, or what? I think there would at least be a blend. There might be a couple things that become universal. I mean, it seems like humanoids are pretty much getting into the dominant area, so it wouldn't necessarily be completely individualized. But, it's like English. There are certain words that are just taken from somewhere else because they were the best representation of the idea. Why would body language be any different? Yay! The pings of success. I missed you. Better than the pings of excess. It says you've been washing too much and it's starting to strip the enamel. Who's knocking at your door? Hey, surprise! I never liked you, even when I tried to.
never liked you and I won't pretend to. Even when I tried to. Hanging around. I can tell I'm enjoying this even if it's taking a while, because I haven't brought out the orange yet. No, okay, where is the damn dirt at moment? It's just, yep. Savoring it, there's only one first time. I can't contain this anymore. Who's knocking at your door? That looks more like rust. I think I'm doing the work that you guys should have been doing for maintenance for years. Either that or it's mud from the asteroid. Or juices from the worm. Surprise, I never liked you even when I tried to. I gotta take a couple days and figure out deepfake. I got a couple entertaining ideas. Mostly one big one. If other people have figured it out, I can do it. It's called confidence, son. I think this is not this one, but the other one has the hidden blaster compartment. Pew! Talking about your mom, didn't you hear me? Oh, I said, that's right, I said multiple, okay. Your mom and her sisters. That's right, come down and make something of it, Lando. Your mama's so Ewok.
Fucking limbic recall. Don't mind me. Sense memory. Basically, even when I don't remember shit, I remember the feeling. So being embarrassed isn't something that I learn from so much as something that continuously gets lumped in with all the other times I felt similarly embarrassed. So even if it's a really minor thing, suddenly it spikes up. Stupid limbic system. All I have to do is remember some situation and suddenly it's like I'm halfway there in terms of neurochemicals. It's never the good shit either. Stand a little taller. First time in a while. Pew! Yeah, between that and hypersensitivity. My life isn't bad, but it's the biggest pain in the asses you can get without actually having it turn sour. Like, there's never any major problem to fix, just a lot of issues to deal with. Usually in a complex way. So it's not just a, well, why don't you? Well, it's an ongoing thing. And that requires constant vigilance, which most people can't pull off and still maintain the kind of sunny disposition that I do. Ugh. Doesn't mean I'm lonely when I'm alone. It's not a question of grabbing hold of myself either. It's that once I have, usually the mood is altered to some degree. You can't just go back to where you were any more than you can go back to cruising speed if you hit a mud puddle. Best version involves having to cruise upward. In the meantime, you've still got mud splattered everywhere. I have weird, if useful, metaphors on a regular basis. Called crocodiles, they snap teeth on your cigarette. I swear I'd know these words if I was actually paying attention to singing. 90%, 95, maybe 98. Though it only takes one. Blonde waitresses take their trays, spin around across the floor. Yay, 2/3 done. Then I'll be done with the thing that's fun, and it'll be not fun anymore. Aww.
I need to whistle more. I need to work on my embouchure. I wonder if I could spell embouchure. I wonder if I ever could. That's one of those words that I never used. It was always spoken. Anyone who doesn't know what that is, it's the position you have to put your lips in order to play a wind instrument or to whistle. I don't know if the whistling position is called an embouchure, but on quite a few instruments it's the same thing. Not for brass, if I understand correctly. For that, it's just... I'm only kidding a little. Or something like that. Controlled fricatives.
How we doing down here? I gotta take care of a hedgehog after this. Or I get to. I get to take care of a hedgehog. I should annoy the hedgehog. Time is it? Yeah, it's about time to annoy the hedgehog. Let's finish this. There will be joy afterwards. It'll just be hedgehog joy. We all need some action. We're gonna need some action soon. Trapped in the world of ordinary madness. It's all the same and there's nothing new. Exactly. See? They get it. I wonder what the material they used on the original models, because speculars are just kind of... I like them. I like the materials. But there's an element to them that just feels weird. Not metal, not plastic, just almost lightweight stone is what it feels like. Conversation. I can't remember where it came from. I think it was probably on a podcast. I just can't remember which one. Talking about Star Wars and how stupid some of the stories were. I don't disagree. But when it comes to coincidence, I've started thinking to myself, in a world where the Force actually exists, some of the stupid coincidences that occur in the stories actually would make sense, even for creatures that aren't, like straight up Jedi. This desperation or otherwise, it would be possible to incidentally manipulate in a minor way someone who's like looking for you but not sure where you are. It could just be like, don't look over here, don't look over here. There's no way to indicate that, oh, well, that it couldn't be that it's just in that kind of 50-50 situation that it wouldn't be possible for that kind of psychic distress to pull forth the minor force sensitivity in all living creatures, etc., etc., and just tip otherwise equal scales enough for narrative necessity. That plus selection bias, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, no, that part makes sense. Anyone who didn't have good luck, it was a very, very short story that doesn't get told. Or a minor connection to the Force sufficient to make sure that they were surviving. What does to be done? You got to put one foot in front of the other. Put the other down, down, down. Oh, there's work to be done now. To be done. Flarg! Giant, massive sweeps. Feeling like a couple minutes of this. Let's do it a little bit different. For the variety. What I'm saying is you're horrible peoples. Oh God, it hurts. Random memories pop up and suddenly the heat of pain or embarrassment is momentarily present. And then the memory is gone, but the pain in the ass bit is still there. Not a literal pain in the ass. At least there's that. Wait, there's a scratch. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Han's gonna be pissed. Han's gonna be pissed. I'm not exactly thrilled either. I keep thinking of it as a place that I missed. I keep having to refresh my memory that, oh yeah, no, that's a structural damage, not actual dirt. This one might need this. There, yeah. See, I wasn't wrong. I was just stupid beforehand. Trying not to think about the world. Before it was easy. Now I've got a minor tear, just like the Millennium Falcon, and I am vulnerable. Stupid demons of the past. Stop demoning.
Oui, I'm an albatross. Or an albatross. Fuck that little mouse, 'cause I'm an albatross. It's okay. It all makes sense. Just accept that and move on. What, because I'll tell him the truth? Oh, Chewbacca needs a power wash, got it. I don't need to be treated like a god, I already am a god. God of washing. You can worship me by not shitting the bed, literally or figuratively. Stupid soap. What the hell is it doing in there? And the girl in the corner said, boy, I wanna warn you, it'll turn into a ballroom. ballroom blitz. I said, boy, I wanna warn you, it'll turn into a ballroom blitz. Dancing in and out of the crevices. I don't need a sentimental man or woman to bump me up. I need some podcast, I think. Brain is getting a little too active in the background, trying to find something in my past to chew on. And there's a grab bag filled with a few snakes. Better to find something that pisses me off on a podcast than to play emotional roulette. Okay, alright, it's about damn time. There it is. Yep. Set of stupid thoughts. Good night, sorry I missed that. And then you talk to yourself. What else
else we got to listen to here? Alright, there we go. Found a couple. So I'm not on a desert planet. I'm on a self-contained spaceship. None of this water's gonna go to waste. They've got some sort of reclamation system. I hope. Otherwise the meat bags need to go. Wasteful. As opposed to open-aired cleaning it on desert planet. Jeez, that was silly in retrospect. Why was I even there? How did I get there? My life has been erased. I'm a droid with no name. I mean, they call me P0, but I don't know. Naming convention is really weird when you think about it. There's going to be a limited number of names. That means there's going to be a lot of repetition. So how would I identify myself in comparison to another P0? I mean, they said W2, so that will help, but in a galaxy this big, you know, it's not very sufficient. Yay, success ding. So many little crevices. So are these supposed to all be made of the same material, or have they just been painted the same? I don't think I've actually gotten a satisfactory answer for that.
Get clean, thank you. Here we go. I don't give a shit what they do. I'm sticking with daylight savings time.
Okay, hold on. I gotta be pissed off here for a second. The DOJ is the only person who is allowed to investigate
the executive agency. Therefore, it cannot be subjugated to the executive agency. The executive agency is headed by an executor, not an executive. God, it pisses me off. He's a fucking middle management kind of thing. He's supposed to make sure that shit runs. The take care clause is to make sure that everything runs legally, not a way to get around any laws that you think you might not want to follow. Okay, I've got an entire thing. I can post a link to it if anyone actually gives a fuck. No, it's the Constitution is linear programming, and if you follow it with that in mind, you recognize that Article 2 and 3 is a hard-coded instantiation of the agency process defined by Article 1. And the reason that those are directly written isn't to give any kind of extra legitimacy, but because those are two agencies required to make sure that you have a democratic republic, not because of any kind of co-equality. God damn it, these people fucking piss me off. The reason why all of the arguments seem to end up getting tangled around each other is because they look for the result rather than the actual process. If you look at the process correctly, everything makes fucking sense. And the process is Congress is the kernel, executor is the task manager, and the court system is the error correction on the database of rules. It's really fucking easy once you get to that point, and suddenly it all makes sense, and it makes a lot of sense, and everyone is a fucking idiot, evidently. Okay, I'm done. Ugh. It's a problem with listening to podcasts. It involves listening to people who you might otherwise think are intelligent, but who are working with a incorrect axiom that you can't talk back, you can't say anything. And honestly, even if I got the opportunity, I probably would fuck it up. The ideas are easy to think of. Pain in the ass to say. Everything sucks. One of these, I think, has a hidden blaster. Oh, but where? Where could it be? Great, that means I gotta look it up. See if anyone else has found it. Of course they have. It's been 2 whole days. Pew pew pew. Ugh. Hmm. Yay! Hidden blaster. Yay! Oh, okay. That's why. It's not that, it's the centered part. Okay. Come on, finish up. 99%.
Beep, beep, beep.
Of course it's up there. I don't know what method they use to identify the next one in line. But I will not call it consistent. Really? You're it? Where? Ah. The Force will be with you always. Should I try and finish the last trophy or just let it go? I finished! Dun 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 dun. Used to be able to play that on piano. I think I could still work out the right hand just from muscle memory, but may the Force be with you and stuff. Yay. AT-AT without. I don't know if I can do this.
I mean, actually, we'll give it one chance. Now that I know this, goddamn, I can't believe I screwed up that badly. And now I'm just being an idiot. These are fun, usually. Worry. See, this is so much more fun than the way I was doing it. I swear, if I don't get the "you didn't use soap" thing, I'm gonna be so pissed. I gotta take care of the hedgehog too, damn it. Ooh, didn't notice that the first time. The hell did you... I think the big giant dog peed itself. Robot peed itself.
I gotta fast forward this. Sorry, hold on. I was listening to the.
Oh, sorry. I was listening to the podcast to avoid the shit, and they went into a topic that just was not great for me.
Hmm. Washing the big giant dog. Okay. Not great, but at least I didn't fall all the way. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Big old puppy. Blue and dabbin dee dabbin die. Finish this up. Take care of Hedgehog. Mm, okay, I just had a thought. I get into a lot of arguments with AI about, psychologies and potential explanations and things like that. And usually it says, well, we're not qualified to really completely diagnose. And I, often agree and back off because it's true. But at the same time, in order to make my decisions about something, it doesn't matter whether it's an official diagnosis. I have to operate from my own judgment. I gotta remember that. Because when you're trying to make an argument about whether someone seems to have disconnected themselves from externally defined victory by instead defining victory as pissing someone off to the point that it's psychologically risky because that's like the definition of a spoiled child because external success or failure is no longer a thing. You already think that you've won and everything else, etc., etc. Yeah, if I was going to put that forth as an official diagnosis, I wouldn't have enough information. But in terms of my internal analysis, that is as valid as anything if you're not going to give me more to work with. Not even pissed at anyone except for maybe myself for not really thinking of it from that perspective until now. Basically, I'm not pretending I couldn't be wrong, but the idea that, oh, well, you can't say for sure. Yeah, duh, but I have to have some sort of frame of reference to work from that isn't just like, oh, well, I'm going to have to trust them if it seems like someone is a little bit psychotic. Or some other pathology, like, I don't know, sociopathic and narcissistic. No idea who I'm talking about at that point, but just as an example. Ugh. I was frustrated. It's like, well, why are, you might have just had a revelation. Yeah, but it's not one that I want. I would, well, I don't know if I happily would have. But I could live without realizing exactly how it is that I'm right and it makes no difference. Anyway.
Almost done. Boy, I hope I don't get pissed off. Come on, let's finish.
Meow, meow, meow.
Why does memory continue to hurt? Oh yeah, the limbic crap. I need some time with the hedgehog. Alright, give me a second here. I need to bring myself together, because I'm 1% left. And a desperate need to hit a restroom. That's... almost painful. I've noticed that I need to leak sufficiently that it's starting to hurt. is it? Really? I was up here before, you said nothing. Yay. I'm done. I'll go find the bathroom and find a hedgehog in that order. I'm glad I did that. Now I'm glad I'm done. Good night.